Hello everyone, welcome to the Wednesday class. I've got
Good
Basti with me today looking at the chat. So he'll be there if you've got any questions. Oh my goodness, I haven't said hello myself, Basti. Look at that, we were just chatting away.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put a hello in the chat to everyone myself. Look, there we go. So please say hi in the chat. Sally got in first this week before me. Maggie, Anne, Elizabeth, Annette, Linda, Sylvia, Lynn, Basti got in. You see, look, the staff are getting in behind the attendees at the moment. Hi, Catherine from Vienna, James, Joel, Simonetta back again, Mary, Jeanette, Kathy, Claudine, Teresa, Gillian, Marjorie. It's great to have you all here. And we've got, as usual, we've got a feature. We've got point of the week. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got some interesting stuff. I've got a little experiment for us to do this week with using the point of the week. Believe it or not, it's the end of the heart meridian. We've gone all the way down the heart meridian. So what I thought I'd do is just ask you the question we asked you way back in the beginning of these classes, way back, right at the beginning of the whole pandemic thing. Just how are you coping? Let's just give a general question on the chat. Do you feel you're coping well, you're okay, kind of neutral, feeling stressed or very stressed? Do you want to just give us an idea? And hopefully what's going to happen as we continue these classes and we help you either coming into the Shiatsu Center or just doing the exercises, we can get more of us, more of the group up into the I'm coping well, that's where we want you to be, okay? So look at this, about 50% of you are reporting that you're okay, 24% neutral. So why don't we see if we can get a few more people into the coping well bit. And we haven't got any very stressed people yet, but we've got a whole fifth of you saying that you're stressed. So welcome to the class, and we're definitely you're definitely in the right place for that, because we're working with the fire element at the moment. We're working on the heart meridian, and that's all really to do with coping with emotional stress. And so we can work with you on that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do some scanning in. I'll just show you just in case you're new to the class, I'll show you the slides that we use each week. This is the class. And what we do is we find out how we are. We do some different types of tuning in exercises. We kind of design the session for you or for the group each week. And then we feature a point of the week, and then we check in with everyone to see if anyone's had any reactions to what we've been doing. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And also, I wanted to just announce that next week, believe it or not, we've come around to the middle of the 10-week cycle, and it is Kat's Kitchen next week. So make sure you tell all your friends to tune in and watch Kat in her kitchen cooking up the most amazing cake that I think I've ever tasted. So watch out for that next week, okay? Kat's Kitchen, highly recommended. Basti will tell you all about it in the chat, I'm sure. Okay, so let's just tune in and find out where we are. We're going to do a whole body scan, and then we're going to do a 3 burner scan. And that's really especially important this week because we're going to do an experiment later on with one of the points on the heart channel. And what I'd like you to do is I'm going to get you to tune in and see whereabouts the point affects you. So let's tune in first of all and see how we're doing. Okay, so you need a piece of paper ready and a pen and some space just to move about a bit. Just get ready myself. We're going to do a whole body scan. What that means is we're going to tune into our whole body. We're tuning in on a physical and an emotional level. We're just going to do, it's called focusing as well. That's another word for it, focusing. It's a way of bringing your attention into your body. And that's really the first step to any energy work exercises that we need to do. So let's just stand in a natural position. We're just going to shake out slightly just to get in touch with our body. We're going to scan down from above our heads, and you just bring your attention down, bringing our attention slowly down through the head, checking in onto our eyes, nose, ears, mouth and jaw, getting a sense of how we're feeling there, then going down into the throat. Okay, what we're doing is we're looking to see how we actually are in those areas. We go down through the shoulders, we're just tuning into the shoulders, through the upper burner, through the chest, the lung and the heart area. So we're just bringing our attention through those areas, into the diaphragm, down the arms. Okay, got it? So we go down through the abdomen, down into the hips, the lower burner. Tune into the hips and then down our legs, down through the knees and into the feet. Okay, so that's kind of like a scan, right, like a photocopier scanning through. So now let's just relax. See if you can tune in, see if we can tune into our whole body. I'm going to close my eyes for a second. I'm just looking for any areas of tension, weakness, pain, obstruction, or anything that you notice that's not kind of integrated and flowing into our whole body. Okay, you got it? Now we turn that into a picture in our mind, first of all. What would it look like if we drew it? Okay, and then we just take our piece of paper and we just do a very quick sketch, maybe only just featuring 2 or 3 major things. And as we go through the exercises, then we can focus in on those areas. So I'm going to just quickly draw mine. Okay, so here we are. Okay, that's what I look like this morning. You can see I definitely need the Wednesday class this morning. I can tell you, I really do. I look forward to these classes every week. And so now we're going to tune into the burners, and especially important this week because we're going to be testing we're going to be testing point of the week. And so we just need to tune into the 3 burners. I'm going to make a drawing like this, just 3 areas. Okay, and I'm going to just stand up again. We're going to tune in, we're going to focus in on the 3 burners all in one exercise, reflect on it, and then draw it. Okay, so that's a good idea because we can compare the areas then. Okay, so again, just shaking out slightly. A couple of easy breaths. And now we're focusing in on the lower burner. So this is the area down here. It contains the bladder. And then if you're a woman, it's the womb. And also it contains the lower part of the intestines. And it goes through into the lower part of the bowel. It includes the whole structure of the sacrum and the hips. So it's this kind of whole area here. And in Chinese medicine terms, Qi Gong terms, it's the center of our energy. It's where the kidney qi or the jing is stored. So it's a very, very important area. And so we're going to relax, we're going to tune into that area and just see what it's like. Got it? Okay, very good. Now we're going to bring our attention up into this area here that contains the stomach and the liver and some of the upper intestinal tract. And part of the small intestine. It's this whole area here, the middle burner below the diaphragm, and it includes the lower part of the thoracic spine. So it's this area here. Okay, so this whole area here, we're going to close our eyes again, and we're going to tune in. Okay, and you can ask yourself a question. Does it feel the same as the lower burner? And if it doesn't feel the same, what is the difference? So that helps us structure the information when we're scanning or focusing into our body. Okay, so when I'm checking in, does it feel the same? No, it doesn't. What's the difference? Turning it into a bit of an image. Okay, got it. Okay, got that. So then we go up into the upper burner, which is the lungs and the heart area. This whole area here goes through into the thoracic spine. And again, we're going to close our eyes, we're going to tune into that upper burner. Okay, got it? So now we're going to compare each of the 3 burners and just see which one you think's the most dramatic, the one you want to work on the most. And then we're just going to draw a quick sketch into those 3 areas. So let's do that now. I'm going to you can write words. I'm going to write some words on mine just to remind me what it's like. Just a quick sketch to remind you. And the interesting thing is when we do the point of the week test experiment later on, it's going to be useful to have tuned into those 3 areas. Okay, so now the big moment of the week is to find out whether you're, as a group, your burners have shifted anywhere, because we've seen some dramatic shifts over time. In fact, it's been a bit of a return of, well, it's been actually the first time that the lower burner has actually taken over the upper and middle burners. Just in the last few weeks, we've had times of great stress where the upper burner has gone way ahead. We've had times of long-term stress where the middle burner has got stagnated and blocked. And all the time, the lower burner has been slowly moving up. And the reason for that is because with long-term stress, that affects more the adrenal system in Western terms, or the lower burner in Chinese medicine terms. That's why the lower burner is kind of the most important one of the three. So let's find out which burner you would like to work on today. I know which one I do, but obviously we'll work on all of them. But let's see how the voting goes this week. So if you want to vote for which one you'd like to work on the most, we can do it. We've also had some weeks in the last few months where we've had pretty much an even spread, but look at this, it's really happening. The lower burner is edging ahead of the middle and upper burner, and interestingly enough, the middle burner is still pretty significant. Okay, now that could be because we've done the fire element for 5 weeks, so your upper burner is like so balanced out now that it's like we need to address the other one. Okay, excellent, thank you for voting, that's really good. And let's get on with the exercises. So what we'll do is we'll make a special, we'll do some special work on the lower burner this week, and we'll work our way up, and we'll do point of the week when we get to the upper burner. Okay, great. So here we go. Okay, now why is the lower burner so important if we're feeling stressed? The reason for that is because it helps center and ground our energy. It stops us going like this and getting really kind of obstructed and stiff in the upper burner there. So it's all about centering and bringing our attention down into the lower dantian. Okay, which is one of the 3 dantians. There's this one, the upper, middle, and the lower. Okay, so first of all, let's just stand and we'll do some breathing first of all. So let's rub our hands together. And we're going to place our hands one over the other here like this. Okay, we're going to relax the shoulders. And let's just see what happens to our breathing. So just take a natural breath in. Track to see how far down it seems to go. Okay, and now what we can do is we can direct the breath down into the lower burner. Okay, so first of all, let's just relax the shoulders. Let's get that egg under our armpit. Remember that from heart 1 a few weeks ago? Let's open up kidney 1, remember that point, and get it anchored into the ground. And now let's just do a few breaths, just breathing in. And what we're trying to feel is this area expanding, because that means the diaphragm's relaxing down properly and we're getting the breath to go down into the lower dantian. We're going to hold the breath, breathe out. Imagine that just the air comes out and you imagine the qi from the breath collects into the lower burner. Okay, so imagine that the qi or the energy from the breath is collecting here. Let's just do a few of those. Breathing in. And as we breathe out, we do long exhalation. Relax our body. Keep the energy down there. Just let the air out. Okay, keep that head top nice and floating up, connecting with the heavens. We're going to bring the breath in. Direct the breathing down into the lower dantian. Hold it there underneath your hands. Let it fill up the whole of the lower part of the abdomen. Keep that egg under your armpit and relax the breath out. Very good. Keep that kidney 1 open, keep connected with the earth, relaxing the hips, floating the head up, egg under the armpit, breathing in. Hold the qi there, hold it. Imagine the pelvic floor is connected through and it's like a bowl holding that qi in the lower abdomen. Keep that egg under the armpit and breathing out. Keep that qi in the lower burner. Excellent, okay? Feels great, doesn't it? Okay, one more. We're going to do one more. Keep it nice and relaxed. Keep that egg under the armpit. Open up kidney 1. Floating the head up, breathing in, and we're holding the breath, relaxing the hips, and breathing out. Okay, great. So now we can continue the breathing. We're just going to do a little bit of self-shiatsu. So we're going to just do some rotations here, keeping the egg under the armpit to keep the chi flowing down through the arms. I'm going to keep it rotating round, just generating a little bit of chi in the local area. I'm keeping my hands very relaxed. I'm not pressing very hard, very lightly here, keeping the head top floating up. Very good. And just imagine that chi going through your body and into your lower back. Okay, very good. Now, if you've got the flexibility in your shoulders, you can do this. What I'm doing is I'm working bladder 23, the U point of the kidney meridian. Again, keeping that armpit open. Now I'm thinking of the chi going from the back into the front here, okay? Keeping that head floating up. Excellent. Okay, now if you've got shoulders a bit stiff or that's uncomfortable, you just keep doing this, beaming it through. Okay, very good. So that's a start, isn't it? It's a start to get that lower burner energized. We've started to open up kidney 1 and we've started to float the head up. So we've got this yang connection and this yin connection. Now, if you want it even more powerful, what we can do is some more internal visualizations. What we can do is we can imagine the root, our roots kind of going down to the center of the earth and this head top floating up. So let's just do that for a few breaths, keeping that breath coming in. Float the head top up, connect it as far up as you can into the heavens, and imagine you're bringing the breath in from this vast space above us here, bringing the breath in. Excellent, okay? Keeping the whole body, upper body relaxed. And now, think of kidney 1 and imagine that that's connecting down with a big root connection all the way to the center of the earth. So right through a building, if you're on the upper floors, right through into the earth. And as you do that, you'll feel your legs getting more and more solid and more connected with the earth. The deeper we go into the earth, the more freedom we've got to relax the upper body. Okay, there we are. I can't move my legs now. They're completely stuck onto the ground. Okay, so now we're going to do another important thing, which is we're going to do some shaking. We've established this center. We've got the alignment. Our spine is starting to expand. And we've got this feeling of connection. Now, once we've got that, we should find it much easier to loosen up the upper body. We're going to start off with the jaw. Relaxing the jaw. Okay. Keeping that feeling of rootedness, though, and keeping that feeling of floating up. And the idea is to create space. So it's not like you're doing a lot and you're doing this thing. It's more a case of just really letting it go, opening the body, allowing the space to come into the joints. And a good place to start is the jaw. So we're just going to let that jaw open up, really just relaxing it, nice and easy. We're going to relax the throat. Bit of a yawn. Very good for opening up the throat. And then the shoulders, let's get that egg under the armpit again and allow the space to occur there in the shoulders. I'm shaking them and really letting them open up. Okay, because if we're stressed, we don't really want to be doing more stuff. We want to be letting go and just opening out and releasing stuff that we've built up during the week since the last class. Okay, so now we're going to open up, relax the elbows, create some space in the joints. Okay, and same thing with the wrists, really relaxing the wrists. And then right the way down to all the finger joints, we're just opening up, relaxing the finger joints. Okay, great. Now we've got down to the hips, and we can use stand on one leg if you can do that, and just open up the joint, one side and the other side. Relaxing the knees. And then all the way down to the feet, relaxing the feet. Okay, now we're going to shake the whole body with the emphasis on releasing. Okay, so if there's any places in your body where you feel are tight or held, we're just going to focus in on those and just allow the space to come into our body and just let go of any of that tension or obstruction in the body. Very good. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we've energized the lower burner, we've rooted us to the ground, we've floated up to the heavens, we've created the egg under the armpit, we've energized this area, and we've done some shaking. Now, if we want to turbocharge the lower burner, the best way to do that is to open up the kidney and bladder channels. So one of our favorite exercises, and I don't know about you, but my week wouldn't be, I'm doing the chair method. I thought it was so great last week when I used the chair. So much easier than tilting the camera down and everything. So as long as I'm near enough for anyone who's not done this exercise before, we're going to work kidney 1, which is right in the middle of the line of the foot, and it's 1/3 of the distance down from the top of the foot. So right in here, that's the bubbling spring point. Really important point because it connects with the earth, and it's where the yin energy comes up from the earth. This is in Chinese medicine in Qi Gong terms. Basically what it means is if you concentrate on this point, you're going to feel calm and connected to the earth. And that's a great antidote for modern Zoom-based lifestyle, which is a lot of work on the computer, a lot of this kind of movement here, a lot of emphasis on the upper body. There's a lot of yang energy goes into the yang channels, causes all problems like eye strain and headaches and stuff like that. And the best place to work that is down the other end of the body, because this is one of the principles of Shiatsu and acupuncture, is you tend to work the opposite end of the channel. So if you've got stuff going on in the head, you tend to work the feet and the hands, right? And we're going to do an experiment later on with that point on the heart meridian. We're going to see if we can experience that directly. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm tapping kidney 1 here, giving it a really good tap. And I'm working up through here, up through into kidney 3, which is this source point of the kidney channel. So I'm opening up kidney 1 and starting to get the flow Qi down the channel. Now, another reason it's really important is because it's at the end or the beginning of the channel. It's called bubbling spring, and the image is of this spring bubbling up and going up into the lower burner. And I think we're going to feel that in a minute when we stand up again, having opened up this point. Okay, now I'm actually just opening out here some of the yang channels on the foot, which run down into the feet. So I'm opening them up as well while I'm here. I think that's probably enough. We'll do the other side. So again, finding kidney 1 right here and tapping on the point. That's it. Yeah, really energizing, and you see I'm working up towards kidney 3 here. Have a look at your kidney 3 area around, by the way. Now, if you're feeling very fatigued, quite often what you'll see is you'll kind of see a grey shadow around that point, and that's an indication that kidney energy is weak, and you get this blackening of the skin. And I've actually had clients, chronically fatigued clients, come in, and I've actually had almost like a black circle around here. I've seen that many, many times. As the kidney Qi is improved, you'll see that blackness slowly lighten until it disappears, hopefully, or it just becomes very, very light grey there. So that's something you can just check yourself, just check and see if there's any discoloration around kidney 3 there. Okay, so I'm tapping along, and then we open up here, opening kidney 1. Okay, ready? Ready for the ready for the next bit. I'm going to put my socks on. It's still a bit cold in Norwich, actually, believe it or not. It's not very, it's beautifully sunny, but it's a little bit cool, the air. Okay, so now the big moment, let's stand up, having opened up kidney 1, and see if we can feel a difference in the experience of just standing. So let's just stand, a little bit of a shake, and then just get that feeling of bubbling spring. Tune into that feeling. There's 2 aspects to it. There's a feeling of groundedness through into the earth, but there's also that lovely feeling of a kind of tingling feeling going up through the legs and into the lower burner particularly, and then through the whole body. And that feeling of solidity, of your feeling of weight on the ground, that's the quality of the yin, and that's a really important movement of energy. It's coming up the body, but it's yin coming up the body, not yang energy. So basically it's calming us down and chilling us out. And eventually it gets all the way up to the upper burner in the head. Okay, so that's a wonderful feeling, and we can encourage it a little bit more by doing some tapping to open up the channel. And we're going to work the kidney and the bladder channels. These are on the back of the body, and the kidney channel is on the inside back of the leg. Okay, so we're going to do some doing here. Now, if you're flexible enough, you can just hang down and just tap up like this, nice and easy, going from kidney 3, opening the channel. And my intention here is just to open the channel up nice and easy, just open it up, just so that yin energy can flow up from the ground. We can get that feeling of connection with the earth. Okay, and then we can make a circuit. We can go down the bladder channel, which is down the back of the legs here. And again, we can bend forward slightly and just tap down the back of the legs. Okay, so we can make it into a circuit. So that's one circuit. Up the inside of the legs. That was 3, wasn't it? Let's just do one more for luck. Up. Okay, excellent. A bit of a shake, a bit of an opening. And now let's see if we can get that tingling factor from kidney 1. Doesn't that feel great? We can feel it now all the way up the channels, particularly the kidney channel of the legs and into the lower abdomen. Okay, and we've got a lovely feeling of calmness coming up from the earth, feeling of groundedness. And this is feeling a lot stronger, and that's the root really of the middle and the middle and the upper burners. Okay, that's a really, really good start. So now we can move on to working on the middle burner and the upper burner. But what we'll do this week, because we've got such a big vote for the lower burner, is we're going to keep our awareness in the lower burner, and we're going to start experimenting with how that roots the changes in the middle and the upper burner. I'll show you how to do this. The same exercise, we're just going to focus our attention differently. Okay, so let's open up kidney 1. Let's relax the hips. Keep that awareness of the lower burner. Okay, the lower burner has some very important connections with the middle burner. What it does is it provides the kind of start of the heat of the digestive system, so it kind of regulates the heat of the digestive system, the spleen yang it's called, but it also supplies yin to all the organs. So if we want this area to be calm and cool, relaxed, which is what I want, it's almost like we need to feed up this cool, centered energy into the middle burner. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to do the twisting exercise, but we're going to keep our attention on the lower burner and see if we can get that connection of the energy flowing up and supporting the middle burner. Do you want to try it? Okay, so here we go. Feet shoulder width apart, open up that kidney 1, keep connected with the earth, float the head up, okay. Keep our hands on the lower dantian and sink our awareness and our breath down into the lower dantian. Very good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to twist the body, but this time we're not going to focus on releasing the middle burner so much. We're going to keep our attention on kidney 1 and the lower dantian and see if we can get that yin flow up into the middle burner. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so here we are, we've got kidney 1, focusing, suspending the head top, breathing into the lower abdomen. Feel that lovely feeling of connection with the earth. Okay, and then we're just going to allow ourselves to twist, keeping our attention and our awareness in the lower burner, keeping it low in the hips. And then we're just going to let the middle burner do whatever it likes. Now what should happen is that feeling of connection from the earth and that stability in the lower burner will allow us to let go and release the middle burner. So we're not going, let's move the middle burner. What we're doing is we're just allowing it to open, okay, and keeping that really stable down there in the lower burner. Okay, should we try it? Keep it stable, keep that kidney 1 open, and then just let that middle burner release itself by keeping that connection with the earth. Okay, there we go. Got to keep that head top floating up. Very nice. Nice and free, nice and light and open. Okay, just a little bit more. Keep that breathing right down in the lower dantian. Keep that connection with kidney 1. And really let it go, just let it open. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Come back to the center. Feels very different, doesn't it, when we focus on the middle burner? What we're doing is we're establishing the root here of connections with the lower burner and the middle and the upper. So now we've done that, let's just give the stomach and spleen and the liver and gallbladder a bit of a break by opening up the channels and connecting down into the legs. Okay, remember the earth element, the stomach and spleen, are on the front of the legs, and the liver and gallbladder, the wood element, are on the inside and outside of the legs. So you've got front and sides, and the back is the bladder, okay? So it's nice and simple. These are the yin channels, and these are the yang channels, and they're in pairs, earth, wood, and water. So what we're going to do is these front ones and these side ones connect with the digestive system, with the middle burner, and we're going to tap down. Let's start off with the stomach and spleen. So we're going to start here, just on the outside of the abdominal muscles. We're just lightly tapping with the fingertips or the palms. Okay. And what we're doing here is we're opening up the channels just to provide a bit of energizing and relaxing and releasing in the middle burner. Okay, now if you've done this many times, you might be able to do this, which is literally tuning in here and just finding any places along the channel where you can feel more of a connection or more of a release. I've got one right here. Not so much happening. Got a bit more here. You'll find that there are places on the channels that are stronger in their connection with the internal organs in the body, and they're called tsubos or acupuncture points. And that's what we do in Shiatsu. What we're doing all the time in Shiatsu is we're walking along, trying to find, we usually put a hand here, hand wherever we're interested in, and we work along, we find those places. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, here. We find those places that have an effect in the internal part of the body. Okay, so we can do it ourselves when we're doing the doing exercises by keeping our attention inside our body, inside the middle burner. And And you just find that some of the places are going to be just that little bit better than others in terms of relaxing or opening up the internal organs. Yeah? Okay, here we go. One more pass. Okay, very good. Brushing off, that's the front of the body. And then we've got the sides. This is the liver and gallbladder. Remember this up to the gate of hope movement that we discovered in the wood element cycle. So we're going from the floating rib to just below the nipple here. This is the end of the liver channel. And we can go down into the buttocks, gallbladder 30, and then down the outside of the legs. And again, I'm tuning into the middle burner, seeing if I can find any places along that channel that give us more of a connection. Up the inside. Down the outside, the inside. And the outside. Found any good places? One just below the knee here, that's one of my favourite points, called around 34. You may remember that from the wood cycle that we did, the wood element cycle. Okay, brushing off. Okay, excellent. Okay, bit of a shake. Okay, now let's just check something out here. Let's just see what it's like to stand. See if you get a nice feeling of connection with the middle burner and with the legs. Increases the grounding. Connection with the lower burner and the middle burner. And let's just do a few more twists now. Whoa, feel that, okay? You notice that middle burner's twist here is so much freer after doing the channel work. And that's the great thing about going. It kind of opens the channels up, releases the burners. Okay, excellent. So now we're getting up to the upper burner. There's a very, very important connection with the upper burner and the lower burner, because basically the kidney yin in Chinese medicine provides the yin of, kind of connects with the yin of the heart. So if you're feeling stressed, you've probably got high heartbeat, maybe palpitations, maybe breathlessness, feeling of stress in the upper body. You might think, oh, I better do something up here. Okay, well, that's pretty good, but the good place to start is to connect here. So let's first of all establish this connection here. Breathing into the lower dantian, opening up kidney 1. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to work the lungs and we're going to work the pericardium channels with some stretches and some doing. And we're going to keep our awareness here in the lower dantian. And see what happens with that. So what we're going to do is we're holding our awareness here. We're lifting the arms up and dropping them back. Okay, so we're swinging the arms, but we're keeping our focus down in the lower dantian. And just see what that does to your breathing, to our breathing, and to our opening of the lung channel. So now we're going to get our thumbs, and we're going to move them outside, and we're going to let that open up. Okay, now keep your awareness in the lower dantian. You'll notice it calms the breathing down. It roots the breathing down. In Chinese medicine, they say the lungs, the kidneys, or the lower burner, kidneys, grasp the key from the lungs. So if we're weak here, what happens is this. We get this breathing high up in the body, which is really a stress breathing pattern. So bring it down here. Gives us a feeling of calmness, and that's what we need most of all when we start getting really stressed. Okay, we need a feeling of calmness. So my advice is, if you get really stressed, you feel everything's kind of going out of control, just spend even a minute, or you can just be doing it in your normal life. Just place your hands here, relax your shoulders, open up the armpits, feel kidney 1, and immediately you're going to start feeling like everything's so much more in control, so much easier to cope with. A lot of it's very simple. It's bringing your awareness, connecting, and breathing. Okay, so that's our lung. exercise, and we can do a lung stretch by putting our hands up like this, breathing in. Keep our attention in the lower dantian again, and stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now we have got pipe of the week, and we're going to do a bit of an experiment with it. I just wanted to try it out and see how we get on with it. Okay, so the point of the week is heart 9, and I'll tell you where it is. I'll show you a picture later, but it's right here. I'm going to get my pen and show you where it is. It's right here. I'm going to draw, in fact, let me draw a cross for you. Okay, can you see that? So what it is you take your nail like this, and you draw a line along this part of the nail and along the edge of the nail. So it's kind of in the corner there, right on the inside of the little finger, okay? And it's in the heart channel. And the way, and it's actually, I'm not going to, it's actually a first aid point. It's used for regaining consciousness, but it's an extremely powerful point for extreme panic situations where you're kind of really losing it. I gave it to one of my clients recently. I don't know if she's watching, as a first aid point, and she found it really, really useful. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of an experiment here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to tune into your body. I'm going to get you to press this point in a particular way, and I'd like you to see if you can feel where the effect of the point is, and then all will be revealed, because we'll look at the internal channels and we'll look at the effects of the point. Okay, do you want to try it? Okay, so let's try it. So to do this exercise, what we need to do is just calm everything down, bring our attention internally, and we're concentrating on tuning into our eyes, particularly in our head. We're concentrating on our chest area and also on our abdomen area, okay? So just become aware of your head and eyes, your chest area, your upper heater essentially, and the middle burner really, I guess it is, around the abdomen, this whole area here. Got it? Okay, so now let's just try working heart 9 and see where we can feel, if we can feel an effect of it, and where that effect is. You want to try it? Okay, so we're going to keep nice and relaxed. Okay, take one hand. We're going to place our thumb right on that point there on the nail. So I'm placing my thumb right and kind of squeezing the nail there, okay? Create that egg under the armpit to open up the heart channel. Relax our arms so that the channel is free, so that the signal from the point can go all the way out the channel. That's pretty important, okay? You got that? Got the egg under the armpit, okay? Now we're going to relax again, check in with our eyes, our upper body and our abdomen, the upper heated abdomen. Okay, I'm just holding it, I'm not squeezing it yet, okay? Right, so now what I'd like to do is I'd like you to just squeeze in as hard as you can, really hard, into that point. And then just notice whether you feel it more in your eyes and head, or you feel it in your chest, or you feel it in your abdomen. Okay, and you want to do shake out again, do the other side and just have a feel again. Okay, now which of those 3 areas did you feel it most? And I'm going to run a poll, which I prepared earlier, just to see where you felt it the most. Okay, so when you pressed heart 9, where did you feel the effect? And it says in my head area, that's the eyes mainly, in my chest area, in my abdomen, more than one area, you may have felt it in more than one area, or you're not sure. Okay, look at that. Fantastic. Okay, that's so interesting. Okay, any more people want to vote? Okay, excellent. Okay, now you'll be absolutely fascinated to find out the following information, which I've researched in my favorite book, this book, Big Seven book, which is part of my exercise program, by the way. Just picking this book up just helps your upper body strength every week. It's that heavy. But look at this. This is really fascinating. Actually, I just wanted, I'll show you the point. First of all, just flip through the slides and I'll show you Heart 9. There we are. It's called Shaoyong. It's called lesser rushing. Okay, now that's an interesting name because it's the beginning of the heart channel. The heart channel is the lesser yin. It's kind of a little stream that goes down here, not a great big gushing thing like the kiddie channel, you know. It's kind of like a little trickly stream. But it rushes out of a spring. The idea is it's like a spring that rushes out. And that point has a very strong action because obviously if you press it and stimulate that rushing, it will get energy down the channel. It's used to revive consciousness. If you've got an unconscious person, apart from doing all the CPR and all the first aid stuff, they actually in some books recommend you bite it. So that might be a unpopular choice. Paramedic, come along and find you hanging on to someone's finger, bite them. But you can definitely press it if the person feels kind of woozy and stuff like that. Now look at this. It's really interesting because it has three main actions in the body. It revives consciousness, it clears heat, and basically what it does, it clears heat from the head. So if you've got tired eyes, it can also affect the tongue and the throat, and that's because the fire element is associated with speaking. But it's mainly the eyes. The Shen, which is the spirit of the eyes, is supposed to emanate from the eyes there. And I noticed that quite a lot of you did feel it in the head area, which is kind of maybe not what you're expecting. And then, of course, the main action of it is it regulates the heart and calms the spirit. And we've got 37% of you voting for that, which is not surprising. That's the main action of it. But those of you who felt it in your abdomen, this is why. I'll show you Pete Zeman's book. I hope you can see this. I'm going to bring it as close as I can. This shows the internal pathways. If I can get it to focus, there we go. The internal pathways of the heart channel. So what happens is it goes up into the heart. There's a branch that goes up into the eyes that's used for eyes. And there's also a lesser known branch which goes downwards. Can you see that? It goes down into the small intestine. And that's, if you felt it in the abdomen, then that's what you would have felt, that descending channel. Fascinating, isn't it? Now, I actually got a couple of areas. It was mainly my eyes. And that just depends. Where you felt it will depend on where you need it the most. So if you've done a lot of work with your eyes, maybe on the computer, stuff like that, and you need some heat out of your head, we all need that from time to time, then you would have felt it more there. If you're feeling a bit more stressed and a bit more maybe heart, blocked and things like that, you would have felt it more there. And if you've got more digestive issues, you would have felt it more in the abdomen. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for taking part in our little experiment. Love doing this kind of thing. So let's get back to the exercises and work on the upper burner, and then we better clear those yang channels before we end the class. So let's, we've pressed half 9 now. We've done a whole lot of connections internally with that. We've done the lungs. So just spend a moment opening up the upper burner. We'll open up the pericardium channel. That runs on the inside body, and the pear runs on the outside. Now you can see the similarity. You've got the front, backs, inside and outside, front, back, inside and outside. It looks complicated, but actually there's only basically 3 groups of meridians: the front meridians, the side meridians, and the back meridians. Okay, so let's try stretching the inside of the arms, the heart protector. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. Now we can feel that stretch through the chest, can't we? Okay, and that's the pericardium channel, or the heart protector channel. But let's do something else. Let's connect with the lower dantian. We're going to breathe into the lower dantian. We're going to feel the connection between the lower dantian and the upper burner. And what that does is it connects the yin of the lower burner with the heart and the upper burner. So keep your attention in the lower burner, open up kidney 1, feel that connection, feel that yin connection. Got it? Connect down into the earth. Very good. Now breathe in and breathe out. Doesn't that feel calmer? It feels a lot calmer, and that's because we're feeding the yin into the upper burner. So let's do that 2 more times, and then we'll go on to the yang channels. Okay, lower abdomen, relax the hips, connect kidney 1 with the earth. Got it? Breathing in. Slow exhalation, focusing the breath on the lower dantian. Excellent. Okay, breathing in. Breathing out. Keep that kidney 1 open and feel that calm feeling in the upper heater. Excellent. You can see, and that's been the theme for today, is to get that lower heat as strong as we can and see what effect it has as we work. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left, and we must not forget those yang channels, because as we found out, quite a lot of you connected even heart 9 with the head, so we need that head cleared. We really do. So let's do a face routine and then get that energy down through the yang channels and out the fingers and toes. Okay, so really basic. Basically, if you do this, that's all your yin channels, and if you do that, that's all your yang channels. Okay, the yang channels on the outside of the body, and they all begin and end on the head, and that's why working the head is really essential when we're doing an exercise routine like this. So let's first of all connect with our eyes. We're going to place our hands just over our eyes, and we're going to relax our eyes. Okay, keep that breathing nicely in the lower dantian. We're going to extend the spine, let the head float up. Very good. So let's do some light tapping. This is the bladder channel. It goes over the top of the head, goes down onto the back of the neck, and it goes all the way down the back, right down to the little toe there. Bladder channel down the back of the legs, part of the water element. Okay, and we're going to tap the sides of the body, sides of the head, and this is the gallbladder channel. It runs right the way down the sides of the body, all the way down to the feet. And then if we go to the front of the face, we can tap around the sinuses. This is where the stomach meridian starts, and that goes all the way down the front of the body, down to the feet. Okay, so what about the arms? I know you're saying, what about the arms? Okay, and that's true. There are 3 channels that run down the arms. And you're probably not going to be surprised to find that the one that runs on the outside of the arms, which is the paired of the gallbladder, also starts on the side of the head. So we can work down the sides of the head, and we can work the triple heater channel. It runs really close to the gallbladder because it's kind of its friend, it's its pal that runs down the arm. Okay, so the sides of the head that connect with the arm are the triple heat is connected to the triple heater channel. So we've got the triple heater. We've got the small intestine channel that runs on the back of the arms. That's the pal of the bladder. It doesn't start up here, but it starts around the jaw. And it kind of goes around and then down the back of the neck, down the back of the SCM muscle. So we can again press it down here. I'll just show you where it is. It runs kind of around here, and it goes down here. And then it runs down through the shoulders. As we'll find out in the next 5 weeks, we're going to be tracking the small intestine from the head right down the arms. Okay, so we have the back of the neck connecting with the small intestine channel, and you'll not be surprised at all to hear that the large intestine channel, which is the pal of the stomach channel, it's on the outside front of the arms, goes up and it starts here, very near the stomach. Okay, so you've got the front again, front. Okay, so we've got large intestine 20, which we'll do in the autumn, and this goes all kind of around here. It goes down into the arm and down into the hands. Okay, but the main thing is just to work the front of the face. So basically, if we work the front of the face, top and the back, and the sides, we're going to get all of the 6 channels that run into the head. It's that simple. Sides, front, and back. Okay, so let's get those yang channels cleared out. I'm already feeling better. My nose is feeling clever. This clearer. This point is used to clear the nose. Make sure we get our jaw nice and relaxed. And pull my ears a bit as well. It's always a good idea, just relaxing the ears. Okay, spread, wash the face. Anywhere left that needs work, I'm just checking around. I think it's okay. Oh, very good. Okay, so now we can squeeze down the SCM muscle. This is the large intestine and the stomach. Then we will go down the large intestine, down the SCM muscle, front of the neck, unsurprisingly. Okay, then we've got the sides of the neck. And the back. Okay, remember celestial pillar. This one here, bladder 10, really great point for the neck. You can press that in, tap it, squeeze it, whatever feels good for you. Okay. Oh, that sound feels so good. Okay, so now we've cleared the yang channels from the head, and now we need to shake them down. Let's just do a bit of shaking. And what we're doing, visualizing the energy going down from the top of the body. And now we're just being a bit directive. We're directing it out through the hands and the feet. And this is the other side of the story from what we did in the beginning of the class, which was building up all this yin, calm, cooling energy up inside the body. And now we're clearing any of the heat and the stagnation down through the yang channels. Brushing off. Okay, and let's just not forget the bladder channel on the back, just tapping as far down as we can and as high up as we can, just to connect with the back. Oh, can you do this? I can just about reach it. If you've got a friend working with you, it's great because they can do this down your back and do the whole thing in one movement for you. But on your own, like me, just tapping as far down as you can and picking it up there. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we've got 1 minute just to finish off with the breathing and find out how we are. Let's just do 3 breaths. Head top floating up. Kidney 1 connected to the earth, breathing in. Egg under the armpit, breathing out. Floating up, connecting with the heavens, keeping the spine really extended. Connecting with the earth, breathing in. Nice and calm, letting go and feeling connected with the earth. Very good. 1 more. Keep that breath down into the dantian. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, so here we are. We have the yin energy connecting with the earth. Kidney 1 nice and open. We have the lower burner nice and solid. Middle burner nicely released. And the upper burner opened up, all connected up. And then the yang channels cleared. Okay, so just tune into that. Compare how you feel now with how you felt just 1 hour ago. And we'll run the how are you feeling now poll, and then we'll be finished up. Don't forget, you must tune in next week. You've got to tell all your friends because it's Cat's Kitchen. We look forward to that in the whole 10-week cycle. I'll just run the how are you feeling now poll. How do you feel now? Just see if anyone's had a reaction. Do you feel, compared to how you felt an hour ago, do you feel more balanced, about the same, or less balanced? Okay, there we go, 93% more balanced. Now, if you feel about the same, I just encourage you to repeat the exercises. Just the ones you like doing the most. Take it nice and easy, and just allow the exercises this week to get those burners integrated and keep building on that yin energy. And you're going to feel a lot calmer and a lot better. Okay, Cat's Kitchen next week. Big thank you to Basti there. I don't know if he's going to come back on camera.
Fantastic, Cliff.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Wasn't that an interesting experiment with heart 9? Where did it get? Did you get you anywhere? Did you feel it
Yeah,
anywhere
so
particular, Bassett,
I've
yourself?
really
Or
noticed that with my right hand, I
yeah,
immediately felt it in my chest, and then with the left hand, a
yeah.
little bit less immediate, but I noticed it down into my abdomen, into my small intestine. So different
Oh,
one
that's
side to the
interesting.
other.
Yeah, there's another experiment we can all be doing in the next week. Okay, thanks a lot, Bass. I could see I didn't read the chat, it was just too much for me, but you could see you were extremely busy. But I'm going to put a heart on the chat out to all of you, especially all the regulars that come every week, any new people as well. It's great to have you on the class. See you next week for Cat's Kitchen. Can't wait.
Bye,
Okay,
everyone.
bye bye.